Hip-hop since 1987.com.
Great game in Kinnick this year against Iowa. It's really exciting. You might not be the best person to ask about this because you had such a good game, but can you talk about Iowa's defense and more specifically Josh, who's here for the Thorpe Award? Josh Jackson.
Oh yeah, Josh Jackson. He's a great player. I got to see him play a little bit more throughout the season. I think it was Ohio State game. He had like 2 or 3 picks. One was a one-hander. I'm pretty sure he took one to the house too. That defense is really good defense. Joey Jules, their linebacker, is phenomenal. He has a good knack of finding the ball. Me and him had a lot of one-on-one scenarios playing against each other, and not only that defense, that stadium's rocking. Probably, if obviously I would take my stadium, Beaver Stadium, over Kinnick Stadium, but away traveling definitely the hardest place that I've played, and I'm pretty sure you guys, Trace and any other of those offensive guys on my team, they'll say the same thing.
Thank you. Can you talk to me about this season for you? So this year, it was a great season for you individually and collectively with there at Penn State. Can you give me like some of your greatest moments and what stood out for you?
This year was amazing. We had a lot of ups, had some downs, and you got to appreciate the downs too. The 2 losses, you learn from losses, you learn from failure, and you grow from it. So I mean, there's a lot of great things. Seen a lot of players develop and grow into a bigger role. For example, like Juwan Johnson, one of our wide receivers. You see how he just developed. He's going to be a superstar one day. Seeing the running back group, the young guys like Miles Sanders and Journey Brown and Mark and Andre and all those guys, especially Miles, seeing how he progressed from his freshman year to sophomore year. Mike taking more of a leadership role, Hammy. There's a lot of memories. I'm so thankful to call those guys my teammates and be part of those guys and be able to spend the season with them. And like I said, obviously a lot of ups and we had some downs, but I'm happy that Penn State's getting back to where Penn State is. A 10-2 season in our mind is we're not happy about that, and there's a lot of teams that would do anything to have a 10-win season, and we had 2 back-to-back 10-win seasons. Obviously, we would love to play for the playoffs, and obviously we would love to play for the Big Ten championship. But you only can control what you control, and everything happens for a reason, and it wasn't meant for us this year.
No, you're bringing a lot of excitement back to college sports in Pennsylvania. We know what the Eagles are doing right now. We know what the Sixers are doing. And as you mentioned, for some time, Penn State wasn't what Penn State was known to be. And you guys have probably had, in the last 2 years, some of the best seasons since Kajana Carter and Kerry Collins. Mm-hmm. So can you talk to me about how Nittany Lions football has been revamped?
Yeah, I would say I would make the argument that the fans and just the support didn't stop. Obviously, we had sanctions and we were in bowls, bowl bans or whatever. But I would say the fans were there. I remember my freshman year, we were still having 100,000 plus. First game of the season, it was first home game of the season. It was a rainy game, awful day. We still had like 85, 90,000 there. And like I said, some teams aren't even capable of getting 40 or 50. But yeah, like you said, we've been really explosive, especially on the offense side of the ball. Put up a lot of points. I think we're averaging 40-something points this year. I think that puts us second all-time ever, behind Kajana Carter and Kerry Collins and those guys. So yeah, we bring a lot of excitement back, and just the things that changed and the way it changed is we took the culture back. We believe in it. We got a standard. We believe in the standard, and we held each other to that standard. And if we can continue to do that, Penn State's going to be back to where Penn State's known to be, and if we're not there already.
Saquon, I'm sure you get asked this type of question a lot lately, but have you talked to Coach Franklin yet, or is before the bowl game a time when you talk to him about any decisions regarding your future?
Me and Coach Franklin have a really good relationship, so we talked prior to this season, and we talked during the season. But yeah, that's really much obviously going to stay confidential between me and him, and like I said, I'm happy that I have a relationship with my head coach like that, that I know I can come to him at any moment, any time, and a lot of people don't have that, so I'm really lucky and I'm fortunate enough to have that relationship with Coach Franklin.
Do you have a timeline on when you think you'll be making that decision yet?
Yeah, definitely after the bowl game, I'm definitely going to sit down with my family and just think about life and probably take a little break and see what my family thinks and talk to my coaches also too, and talk to my teammates and get a feel, and I'll have a decision made then.
Sure. And I know you decided to play in the bowl game. A lot of people, when they do that, take out an insurance policy or something like that before the game. Did you do anything like that, or is that something you've heard of?
I think athletes, I think you should have insurance on your body. I think I've got mine done before the season.
Okay.
I think a lot of athletes do that, but I'm not just doing that just in case. You can't have that mindset. You just gotta play the game. You gotta play football, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Hip Hop's is 1987.com.